Hey guys. So things aren't excellent in the Plotagon community right now, and I'm hoping things will get better. But there are some plotters who have lost faith, and that's why I think it's time to tell you another difficult story. Things were quite bleak for me, and I pretty much lost faith in humanity. I'd never trusted Facebook ads, but in June 2014, there was one that had been quite persistent. It was an app for socializing with geeks. So I downloaded it, thinking it might be worth a shot. And it turned out to be a really good decision. I met the people I'm proud to call my best friends, and I learnt so much about the world that my hometown and horrible classmates had never taught me. And so, as I battled the grief of my friend, and as I failed my A-levels, and got diagnosed with depression, hitting the lowest point of my life, it somehow wasn't as bad as my life had been before, because now I had friends, and they believed in me, and I had something to fight for. But of course, my life went from worse to abysmal. I genuinely stopped caring about anything. In some ways it was bliss, in some ways it was hell. Things got so bad that I stopped believing in my friends, and I stopped talking to them because I was petrified of losing them. I thought it was better that I left on my own terms before they left me. I started to recede into myself, and started wondering if there was any point in living. The light at the end of the tunnel was an unconditional offer from the university of my dreams. I was convinced that things would be so much better at university, and that my life would change for the good. I wanted to leave behind my disaster of a life and start again. But of course I got sick. Very, very sick. My doctor had taken me off my medication because he reckoned it was making me angry, and being angry in the first weeks of university isn't a great first impression. But neither is being severely anxious and depressed. I was violently sick every day, and so tense I couldn't even speak. I wasn't eating because I wasn't hungry, and whenever I did eat, I would just throw it up again. And I wasn't sleeping because of the anxiety, so I was trapped in this utter hell of being up at all hours, either having panic attacks or throwing up. And I didn't want to talk to my friends, because I hadn't done in so long, and I thought that if they'd seen me in that state, they would have never spoken to me again. And so I called Nightline 6 times and they never picked up. I so desperately wanted to be independent and survive on my own, and live the dream I'd been picturing, and when my mum came to help me on the 5th day, I thought that I had failed. We went to my disabilities advisor at the university, and they told me to go home for a little while, and they didn't think I would come back. I didn't think I would come back. My dream had died so suddenly, and I had failed at living. I was convinced that was the end of my degree and that there was no light at the end of the tunnel. Everything had ended almost as soon as it had started. I tried my hardest to distract myself from the feeling of failure, and I so desperately wanted to believe in myself or in something. In another life, that would have been the moment I would have ended it all. And then an advert came up on Facebook. Something about animated story making. I hadn't got much left to lose, and the last time I downloaded an app on Facebook, it had gone so well, so I took a risk on it. The fact that the only living room scene available was the Christmas living room, and it was September, was the first thing that had made me laugh in about 3 months. The app was a distraction from my nightmares, and a way of channeling my anxiety and my last shreds of hope into something creative. It was also a way to show my only friends how much they meant to me, making plots about us living together and not miles apart. Then suddenly it was more than that, and I'm still not quite sure why. I mean, it was amazing that I knew 5 people who were still talking to me. And then suddenly, on this app, people were following me and complimenting me. It was honestly a massive shock to the system. I had 37 followers and a staff pic. I didn't quite know what to do with myself, but what I did do was get in a car to London and attend my first lecture of my music degree at Middlesex University. And when things were at their lowest, I turned to Plotagon. I didn't miss a single lecture in that first term. It suddenly felt like I wasn't alone anymore, and I was creating things to cheer myself up, but in turn it was cheering other people up, and that was the biggest remedy life could give me. And I didn't. In fact, I am just finishing my work for the end of my second year of uni, heading safely into my third year, and I couldn't have done it without you. And that's why I'm not going to give up on Plosagon, not just because I feel I owe the community so much in return for what it's given me, but because there are people who are, or have been, in similar situations to me. And I'm here, and I'm ready to show the way to the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm ready to make someone's day with a pun. I just hope that other people can believe in Plosagon too.